What is going on, everybody? If you like Bitcoin, make sure you hit the subscribe button, and leave a comment down below to help this video trend. We want to get it to send out to as many people as possible. And we are looking at the chart right now. We're going to check in on the long that I'm sitting on right now. We're using the Bollinger Band to try to get an idea of what the range is. And then we're going to look at some other indicators that would give us a better indication of where I think it's going to go. And without further ado, let's check that out right now. Remember, hit the like button and leave a comment on this video. Helps me trend in the algorithm. Thank you so much. First of all, as you can see, we are trading. This is brought to you by Fair Desk. And right now we're up, let's call it 80 bucks. This is moving down just a little bit into this range. Now, when I woke up this morning, it was at the 34.5 sort of level here. We've started to range here. It came down quite a bit, down into the 34,000 level in the overnights around 3 a.m. European market came in, started to sweep this up. This is the European Middle Eastern markets kind of in a buy mode, but this right here gives you an indication that the Asian market was in a sell-off mode. Now, is that a sell-off mode or is that just a profit-taking mode? I don't know the answer to that, but we're starting to see a little bit of a dip in the overall markets as we get to the American opening, which is coming in just about an hour right now. We get an idea of what it looks like very, very soon, but the Bollinger Band seems to be expanding just a little bit. Now, if it comes to the downside, that's probably not a great thing. I'm going to be, but listen, when in doubt, zoom out. So let's take a quick moment and zoom out right here. Now, we did say that this parallel channel was going to have a breakout, and it did break out, started moving to the upside, and then it just continued sideways. So now we have to reevaluate what it was that we were looking at right now. That obviously wasn't the play right there. Looks probably more like this right here. And then let's get a little bit more, we're starting to look more like just a regular pennant instead of, so probably like this a little bit. Now, this is a pretty bullish indicator. In fact, because if you're looking at it, then what you're doing is looking at it almost an ascending wedge sort of breaking out. You can make an argument that this little breakout right here was a fake out. And this thing is still just continuing towards the upside, minting higher lows as we move along and still maintaining the same high. That is a breakout pattern if you've ever seen one. So it is possible that we're looking at a tremendous move to the upside coming very, very soon. A lot of volatility in the market continues to this moment. If we look at the heat map, then what we see is a lot of capital sitting in this range, a lot more sitting at this 35 range. So it's a question right now of which direction this market wants to go. If we look at the shorter time frames, that's a 3-day, by the way. If we look at the 24-hour time frame, then we've got a heat seeker level right here at 34,766. So if I'm a gambling man, and we're in crypto, let's face it, then I'm looking at this little sweep right here up to 34,766 as the next probable outcome. Now, does it mean that that's going to happen? I do not mean that that's what's getting ready to happen. But let's look at the 12-hour. The 12-hour gives you kind of an idea of what the range is looking like. So the range right here is looking like 400 points to get to 34,000 and about 300 to get to 34.7. So I would get the indication or the inclination that this sweep is probably going to be to the upside. But as you can see right here, we just kind of moved into this range, got a little bit of a rejection off of that 34,577 range. And it seemed like we were just kind of moving back down. But it looks like we're getting bought back up again while we speak. So could be that we're looking to run through this range. Now, because this thing because it moves in waves, then this next wave could be up into this range. We might even miss this 34.7 range, getting up into this liquidity right here. They're just trying to wreck people, guys. They're just trying to wreck. And moving down into this range right here, probably 34,000. There's going to be a moment when we're looking at 34,000. Now, when we look at a weekly chart, the weekly chart gives us a little bit of a different take. It tells us that most of the liquidity at 35,000 seems a little bit further away than this right here. Now, is it? No. The answer is it's basically right in the middle. But you can see right here, because of this downward pressure that we've had over the last little while, we're starting to build up positions right here, meaning this is probably the likely path that it's going to take because we've already swept down here. Now it's time to sweep up here. So we should see some positive pressure coming in, buy pressure in the next little while when we mint a higher high. Well, if you look at the move, it looks like we are on this uptrend. And even if you come down here, still looks like we're kind of on the uptrend. Now, of course, that's going to break down to the downside at some point, but let's face it, always breaks down to the downside. That's how crypto works. Nothing new about that. So I do think that we're probably looking at an early morning pump here to get into maybe not 35,000, by the way, maybe not this area, and probably not this area. Probably going to move up here into this range right here, 34.7 again. I think that looks like the most logical play out. And then if you look at the 1 month chart, it's a little bit different. This is giving you a lot more liquidity. You're looking at a lot more, and you can see that the big move in all of this would be this play down here into this 27,000 sort of range here, 26.5. We missed all of that right there. So this is a great position for a lot of people, and a lot of open money sitting in this range, and also a lot of liquidation sitting in this range. So I would get a sense here that that's going to be tested pretty soon. I would be watching for a sweep back down. However, this has been a very, very strong market. And again, you just look at the liquidity as you get into larger time frames, and you see that it's all still trapped right in this 26 range. So I do think that we've got a moment where we're going to come down, but I've called it. I told you guys it was going to happen. 50,000 before the halving. You may not like the fact that I'm doing that. You may not think a bold claim like that is going to play out, but you didn't think that a bold claim was going to play out. When I told you at the beginning of this year we were going to hit 18,000 immediately, you told me I was crazy. I told you 24, you were like, absolutely not. It's not going to 24, and then it did. Then when I told you it was going to 30, you said there's no way 30,000 is going to happen. I said, yes, it is. Then we got to 36,000, and you said, absolutely not. There's no way it's going to happen. Well, it just happened a couple days ago, and now I'm telling you 50,000 is going to happen before the halving. But let me know what you think in the comments down below. Hit the like button, the subscribe button, the bell to be notified of future content, and we will talk to you again very, very soon.